Alright, just scan everyone. Okay. Alright. Good morning, my name is Staff Sergeant Rose. I'm going to give you a persuasive speech on a culture of change today. The general purpose of this speech is to inform you on how to achieve a culture of change in regards to sexual assault. The specific purpose of this speech is to change your ideology, your thought process, and the way you act and intervene in regards to sexual assault. 44% of sexual assault victims are under the age of 18. Every 2 minutes in America, a sexual assault incident occurs. 60% of all sexual assaults are never reported, and 97% of rapists will never spend a day in jail. We need to achieve a culture of change. Today we're going to discuss when joking becomes sexual or continuum of behavior, how to not be just a bystander, or the bystander intervention process, and strategies to achieve a culture of change. Much of the information I'm going to cover today is from AR 600-20, the SHARP program, and RAINN.org, RAINN.org. The continuum of behaviors. The continuum of behavior starts with sexual innuendos that are just joking, like Rick says some joke to someone else and it's just funny and that's just all there is to it. It's just ha ha ha. It's mutual across the board. But then it transitions into inappropriate, where it's non-mutual, where the joking and the playing around is no longer funny. And now it has transitioned into sexual harassment, which will transition into sexual assault. Being a bystander to sexual harassment is being a bystander to sexual assault. And it's not okay. So how not to become a bystander to sexual assault or sexual harassment? We're going to discuss the bystander intervention process. There's several ways to intervene to stop sexual harassment from becoming sexual assault. One, you notice the behavior along a continuum. So obviously, the same person says the same jokes repeatedly or does the same actions repeatedly. Notice that, and then notice it as a problem. So don't just see it as, oh, that's just him being him, that's just her being her. Notice as that's a problem, and then feel responsible for solving the problem. So notice it, and then feel responsible to do it. And then choose how to intervene. You can do this several ways. You can just simply go up to the person and say, what you're doing is not right, it's wrong, it could lead to this, it could lead to that. Send them an email. Do it through their supervisor. There's many ways to do it. And then build a culture to eliminate the problem. We obviously build the culture to eliminate through training, through the intervention process itself, and through knowing and identifying that it is a problem. So how do we create this culture of change? Fiscal year 2010, there was an estimated 3,158 reported sexual assaults. DoD actually reports that number to be 19,000 of unreported sexual assaults. Fiscal year 2014, the reported number has gone up, so obviously we believe the incidents have gone down. This doesn't mean that more people are going out there and doing sexual assaults. This means that more people are being aware and identified that sexual assault is wrong, and they know how to report it or how to intervene to stop it. So, how do we achieve these cultures of change? It starts with knowing the current status, knowing the statistics of what happened in 2010. That's your baseline, that's your continuum, and so now we can build and develop something from there. Setting a vision for the future. So, having your baseline, saying you want it to be this, and then having like, I want my end state to be that. The next is to set goals, like higher reporting and lower incidences. Obviously, with the same example of fiscal year 2010 to fiscal year 2014. And then training those who have not been trained and retraining those who have been trained. This is just continually updating and informing all those who have seen it so they can identify it as a problem, and so then they feel the need and are responsible to change that problem. And then participating in the actual intervention itself. So don't just be that bystander. Actually see it as a problem, feel the need to step in, and identify it. Together we can create a culture of change. Today we've discussed when joking becomes sexual, or the continuum of behaviors, how to not just be a bystander, or the bystander intervention process, and strategies for achieving a culture of change. We need to achieve this culture of change.